Hey everybody, it's Harvey Slater. I am coming to you from Los Angeles. I'm a certified holistic nutrition coach, and I'm also one of the people on this team with the Purium products. And this webinar tonight is to teach you about some strategies for having a healthier holiday season without feeling deprived, so you can enjoy the holidays, get a little bit healthier, not have it get the best of you. And we're going to teach you how to tie in some awesome superfood products as well for convenience. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the slideshow right up on the screen. But first, I need to share my screen with you guys. So give me a sec while I do that. All right, I'm going to try sharing my keynote just for fun. And you guys should see my presentation right now. Somebody give me a thumbs up that you see my presentation. Thank you, Jana. All right. So tonight's webinar is healthy holiday eating tips you can truly celebrate, and that is the truth. First, I want to give you a tiny bit of background about myself. I come from mostly a food and beverage, catering, food service background. This is the old me, and I always like to tell my story really quickly without totally boring you. Some of you have heard this a million times, but it's really good to know because it kind of gives you some background about how making changes in your lifestyle and decisions about what you eat can actually make a positive change on your health. You do not have to give in to the status quo or whatever a bunch of people are telling you if it's not working for you. You can find what works for you. You can actually transform your health. This was me at the tail end of my catering career when I was a happy-go-lucky, unhealthy catering guy. I started to hit a wall with my health and started looking at food a different way, basically. And the chef inside me thankfully discovered a healthier way of cooking, and that sort of parlayed me into my new career as a nutrition coach. This was me shortly after I started really making my health transformation. I took up bicycling. I rode from Los Angeles to Las Vegas right here. That was a 5-day trip, and then you can see a before and after. So that's just kind of how I ended up doing this. I now work full-time as a private and online nutrition coach, basically just helping people live happier, healthier lives. And I also work with this company, Purium, that we're going to introduce some of you to tonight, a company that makes really incredible, organic, farm-to-table, superfood nutrition products. So enough about me. Let's talk about why we're all here tonight. So one question you might be having is, how can I possibly enjoy a healthy holiday season, right? Well, I'm going to teach you how. But first, I want to go over a little bit of some important things that are going on with us during the holidays that none of us can really avoid unless we just bury our head in the snow and go into a cave for the holiday season and light a nice little fire and forget everybody. Most of us are really stressed out during the holiday season. Some of it is financial stress. Some of it is goal setting at the end of the year. Some of it is, running our kids around, trying to make our kids happy. All that guilt and association, family gatherings, meeting with people you don't like in your family, all that stuff adds up. And then to top it off, we don't really eat very good food during the holidays. Western holiday food is not typically very healthy or really very supportive. What basically happens to us during the holidays is we kind of go into a cortisol overdose. We OD on cortisol. We put our adrenal glands into fight or flight mode. Now, this webinar is not about that. It's not about adrenal dysfunction, and that will definitely be another topic that we'll talk about in another month. But it's really important to touch on this because this is basically what we're doing to ourselves. Our adrenal glands serve actually a variety of functions, but one of them is managing our release of cortisol, which is basically our fight or flight hormone. And what happens with our adrenals is they can either, we have like an adrenal fat switch, basically. So our adrenals can either work for us or against us, depending on what condition or environment we're giving our bodies. So when we are engaging in the holiday season and we're stressed out and we're running around trying to hit parties and go to different meetings or whatever, and we're eating a bunch of garbage on top of it and drinking alcohol, our adrenals respond by putting us into survival mode. Just like basically when back in caveman days, you've probably read about this if you've read any paleo diet books or anything, when cavemen were in danger, or when they started to run low on food and they didn't know where their next meal was going to come from, their bodies and their adrenals naturally stored fat to help them survive through the hard times. There's also the adrenaline rush, they call it, which is actually not really a good thing. It actually feels really good, but what an adrenaline rush really is it's actually the satisfaction you get after you've actually survived a dangerous situation. So we put ourselves up to all this excitement in the holidays, but what we're really doing on the inside, from an adrenal standpoint, is we're putting our bodies in survival mode. And then our bodies just want to basically store fat. And that's one of the reasons why we gain a lot of weight during the holidays. This is just a quick graph of kind of what happens with that. So, and sort of the cycle of weight gain from an adrenal perspective and a holiday stress perspective. Let's start down here in the lower left-hand corner. We start eating unhealthy and we get stressed out. Our appetite changes. We don't nourish ourselves properly, so we experience fatigue and depression, and the stress is all there. Our adrenals go into fight or flight mode. The adrenal fat switch switches to fat storage and survival instead of thriving, which is another thing our adrenals can do, is they can actually put us into thrive mode. But in order to go into thrive mode, we have to actually eat the right kinds of foods. We have to manage our stress, and we have to kind of understand what we're doing. So what can you actually do? Because, it's party time and it's time to have fun. And, do you really want to deal with this? Well, I'm going to teach you just some really basic tips. I'm going to give you a link to an actual blog where you can actually review this stuff if you want to later. This will just help you navigate your holidays a little bit. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but just some food for thought and ways that you can approach your holidays a little bit differently so that you put your adrenal fat switch into thrive mode instead of survival mode, and also support yourself with all the other physical aspects besides the adrenals, like just blood sugar balancing and all that other stuff that we often talk about on these webinars. I just thought I would come at it from a different perspective because we don't talk about adrenal dysfunction very much, and it is an aspect that affects our weight gain and weight loss. So a healthy holiday season does not have to feel like a sacrifice. Here are some key elements to help you turn your holiday eating into holiday superfuel. All right? You basically just want to know what to avoid or reduce, and know how to identify this stuff when you're walking into a foreign buffet at a party. Know what to load up more on. Know how to fill your plate so that it supports you more. Consider practicing what we call the 80-20 rule throughout the holiday season. Stay hydrated. Learn how to detox on a daily basis without it being a big deal. And then also remember that at the end of the day, you don't want to deprive yourself. You don't want to look at this as a cold turkey kind of approach. Okay. So you just kind of want to enjoy your holidays like a nutrition master, like just kind of get some skills under your belt and then let her rip and have a great time. So the first one is knowing what to avoid or reduce. And this is just basically our good old avoid list that we talk about all the time on our Whole Clean and Green program. You want to just try to remember to cut back on some of this stuff, or at least keep it in check as you go through the holidays. And what I'm going to do today that's a little bit different is I'm going to just give you some examples of how you would identify some of these things if you're going to a holiday party, okay? So let's start with refined sugar. Sugar is hidden in a lot of stuff at holiday parties. They'll put it in salad dressing. I mean, catering chefs and recipes, they're filled with sugar, salad dressings, sweet potato puree, all sorts of stuff has sugar on it. Anytime you see a glazy looking crust on some meat, it might have some sugar in it. So those are all things, your holiday cocktails, like these really yummy looking things like pumpkin martinis and specialty drinks are loaded with sugar. Not only that, the alcohol has sugar too. Dairy is almost always hiding in your mashed potatoes, your sweet potato puree, sauces, creamy looking sauces that look white probably have dairy products in them. Refined gluten, anything white on the table, white pasta, little bruschetta toast bottoms on hors d'oeuvres with the bruschetta on top, any kind of bread as a base, anything wrapped in pastry, puff pastry with mushrooms, cheese puffs, any of that stuff, pigs in a blanket, that all has refined gluten. Processed soy, you're not going to see so much on a holiday table, but if you're going to a holiday party given by vegan people or that's got heavy vegan food on it, there's going to be a lot of processed soy in the vegan processed foods that are on the table, like the tofurkey. A lot of the vegan meat substitute products or the really neat meat products that taste so much like meat and they're so amazing, they're nothing more than chemically stabilized wheat protein and soy. So you want to be careful of that stuff. Coffee, all those holiday coffee flavors at Starbucks are loaded with chemicals. They're just super toxic. If you guys want, we'll give you on the holiday program, if you really want, just for a fun treat, even though we're not supposed to, I might give you guys a really good recipe for a really healthy bulletproof holiday coffee with cinnamon and stuff. Yum. Way better than Starbucks. And then alcohol, you just want to kind of try to nip that in the bud and not do too much alcohol. Maybe try to limit it to a couple drinks at each party, which is just a safer way to drink anyway in general. And then corn shows up in a lot of things. There's a lot of obvious corn, like the corn casseroles and cream corn and stuff like that on holiday tables, but there's also a lot of corn in fillers like cornstarch. So a lot of gravies might have cornstarch in them, things like that. So those are the things you kind of want to keep an eye out on when you're grazing at a holiday buffet, right? And then you want to look for things to load up on. Okay, so obviously you want to look for the grilled vegetable platters, the salads, the Brussels sprouts, and even Brussels sprouts with a healthy fat, like a maybe a wild boar sausage or something that's more healthy that way is actually not so bad. You want to look for things with whole grains like quinoa salad, perhaps squashes with stuffed with quinoa in them, things like that. Make friends with the vegan in the room and follow them around and see what they're eating, but do be careful of that processed vegan stuff. Fish and poultry, legumes, anything with beans or legumes is good. And then just look for lots of bright, healthy, natural colors on the table as well, not imitation colors. And I think you can identify those when you look at the buffet. Next thing is just a little tip on how to fill your plate. Some of us have seen this before, but some of you might not have seen this before. This is basically the plate that we teach people on our program. And this is the same thing you could just do when you go to a party and you're walking down the buffet. Maybe, they don't always set the buffet up this way, but most caterers will put the vegetables and the salad first, and then they will progress into the side dishes, and then the meat will usually be at the end. I'll tell you a secret from my catering career. The reason why they do that is because they want people to fill up on the vegetables and stuff, just because they don't always, they have tighter portions on the meat usually, and they do that on purpose. That's a little strategy that caterers use, but it's also really actually a great strategy for your health, because you want to kind of fill up on those vegetables first, then move on to the healthy grains and carbs, get a little bit of meat on a quarter of your plate, and then make sure you've got some healthy fats in there if you can find anything like that. A good salad dressing would be a good healthy fat, or some goat cheese if you can't find anything else, that kind of stuff. And then you want to just kind of think about the 80-20 rule a little bit. This is another approach. And these are all, you don't have to do all of this stuff when you're approaching your holidays. These are just tips, and you can grab a hold of one of these and run with it if it works for you. But if you're getting in, there's always those couple of weeks in December when there's a lot of parties going on. And sometimes, we find ourselves going to even more than 1 or 2 or 3 parties in one night. So one really great approach you can take is you can look at your calendar on like maybe Sunday night for the next week and identify how many holiday parties you're going to be going to. And let's say it's Sunday night and you're going to go to 4 holiday parties this following week. So you want to figure out how many other meals are you going to eat throughout the week, and try to gauge it so that those holiday parties, you can just let go and have a good time. Maybe follow those tips I was teaching you just now, and maybe be conscious at the parties, but maybe instead you just want to go to the party and have a good time. And then if you do that, just make sure that makes up 20% of your week. Then the rest of the week, you want to eat a little bit cleaner and healthier during the week. And I'm going to teach you a couple things about your breakfast and lunch in one of the slides coming up. But that's one way to do it. So it's kind of an 80-20 approach to the holidays, as opposed to just not having a plan at all and going to the holiday parties and drinking and eating whatever, and then getting up in the morning and being stressed out and running to Starbucks and getting a bunch of crappy coffee that's going to keep you in fight or flight mode. And then, so this, just even having a plan where you actually look at your week ahead of time and figure out the 80-20 will be very helpful. Another way to do 80-20 is when you're at a buffet, just, give yourself 20% of the plate for indulgent, really amazing, yummy things, like the Yorkshire pudding and the creamy sauce or whatever, and then try to fill the rest of your plate up 80% of it with more vegetables and healthy stuff. Another way to do 80-20 is to just stick to your healthy commitments during the week, and then on the weekends, go out and enjoy and have a great time, and, just don't worry about it too much. And then another way to do it is eat 5 healthy small meals all day. So have a healthy breakfast, a couple healthy snacks, a healthy lunch, a healthy afternoon snack, and then at dinner when you go out to your holiday celebrations, just have a good time and don't worry about it. So those are just some different ways to look at the 80-20 approach that can help you a lot. Now, another thing you can do is just make sure you detox on a regular basis. And detoxing does not have to be a special occasion. I mean, we have an amazing cleanse product with Purium that we tie into our whole Clean and Green program that is kind of a special occasion because it's really a great experience. And they call it the transformation because it actually is. But it doesn't have to be that all the time. You can actually detox on a regular basis. You can have your body in a constant state of healthy detox 24/7. And it all boils down to how you discipline your meals, how you approach eating, so that you keep your body in a healthy momentum. And you keep those adrenals in, instead of your adrenals going into fight or flight mode, into fat mode, you want them to go into thrive mode, right? Instead of being in survive, you want them to thrive. And the way to keep your adrenals in thrive mode is to keep your body detox, keep yourself in a healthy state. And we've taught people on here things about your pH, balance, eating more alkaline foods. All this stuff ties together so that you can be in a great state of homeostasis all the time. So it's really just kind of keeping up on things, through the holidays instead of letting yourself go too much. That's all. Just being a little more conscious about how you're doing it. So a few ways that you can detox daily and help your body, assist your body in detoxing daily. One is to just get a really good high quality detox tea and keep it around and drink it at night. Every night, drink some detox tea. It'll really help support your detoxification organs, especially if you're going to be drinking alcohol or eating a lot of processed foods or refined sugar. One way that I like to do detox tea that ties in one of these Purium products that we're going to talk to you about is the apothecary. Sometimes I make a detox tea at night with a dose of apothecary in it, and it makes a really great kind of cherry tea at night. So you've got the detoxification, and then the natural melatonin in the apothecary helps you sleep better, which is great. And that's another thing the adrenals do is they manage your melatonin. And when your cortisol is on overdrive and it's not cycling the right way during the day, if you have too much cortisol at night, that's one of the reasons why you don't sleep very well. So the detox tea and the apothecary would really help you sleep better at night. Just hydration, which is one of the key tips on here. It wasn't big enough to give it its own slide, so I put it on with detoxing, but just hydrate. Make sure you're drinking a half to 1 ounce of water per your pound of body weight per day. And then a 1 would be a lot. A half might be a little too little. So somewhere in there, just give yourself some flexibility. And then one really good tip is that when you go drinking at night at parties, if you're going to have martinis or whatever, try to get in the habit of drinking a glass of water in between cocktails or glasses of wine. Drink a glass of wine, drink a glass of water, drink a glass of wine, drink a glass of water. I basically have like a half a cocktail limit. Anytime I drink, I don't drink that much, hardly at all. I'm almost a non-drinker. But when I do, I just drink a half a drink and then I down it with a glass of water and I don't even hardly feel the effects of it. And that's how I keep alcohol from getting the best of me, basically, in terms of making me gain weight or changing my metabolism or, lighting up any addiction behaviors, which can happen with people with alcohol really easily. People don't realize it, but they drink one and then it starts working on their brain, and before they know it, they've had 2 or 3. So if you just kind of help wash your alcohol down with water, it'll really help keep it in check. Start your day with a cleansing plant-based breakfast like a smoothie. And we will be showing you a really great power shake product with Purium that you can use throughout the holidays that doesn't even require any any fresh plants. It's all in there. It's all in the shake, but you can just maybe keep your kitchen stocked with some cucumbers and kale and some lower glycemic fruit like apples and pears, and make yourself a little smoothie every morning. Get your body started with some good cleansing. And then also at lunch, try to have a raw plant-based cleansing lunch with maybe a little bit of clean chicken or meat protein on there if you want. So that you're basically cleansing your body for the first half of your day. And then by the time you get to your dinner, when you're going out to your parties, you've helped your body cycle and cleanse a little bit better. So drinking detox tea, supporting your elimination organs, getting a better sleep cycle, hydrating, and then eating more cleansing raw foods during the day. Those are all ways that you can detox and keep your body in a detoxing state on a regular basis. And then last but not least, and really the most important thing, is don't deprive yourself. Now, I'm not saying, go out and gorge on donuts. I didn't mean to tease you with that really neat looking pink donut. It did look pretty yummy though, didn't it? But what happens when we consciously try to deprive ourselves at the holiday table? We are creating an inner conflict with our subconscious habit of celebrating with delicious, rich foods. So if you're the person who says, I really, if you're on a good course or you're trying to lose weight or something and you go, I'm just not going to give in the holiday season. I'm going to stay with my plan. And you don't really have a plan necessarily. And you don't really understand what's happening in your brain. And you try to go out and just abstain completely from everything and try to practice willpower by itself. You are almost bound to fail. I hate to say that, but it's pretty much a no-brainer, and it's kind of a predetermined outcome. And that's because I put this slide up about cognitive dissonance just to touch on that a little bit, because what's happening when you make a conscious decision to eat healthier during the holiday season, and you're kind of going cold turkey, but you have certain traditions around eating certain foods, your subconscious mind over the years has been conditioned to eat certain foods during the holidays. Maybe you have a favorite type of menu you eat with your family at Christmas or Hanukkah or something like that. If you don't go about it the proper way and give your subconscious mind, which is kind of running the show, a chance to catch up with your new decisions, then you kind of have an inner conflict with yourself. Eventually, the subconscious behavior will win out because willpower is finite. It's a finite resource, and you will eventually run out of willpower. And when you don't have any more willpower left, and you don't have a plan or you don't have an understanding, then you just don't have any place to go, and you just end up giving in. So definitely don't deprive yourself. Use these tools. Give yourself measurable, achievable little goals. Maybe take it a week at a time or a day at a time. Start with Thanksgiving and then do a little cleanse before the holiday party season starts. And then, get into your holiday season and kind of take each party as you go, or take it as a week as you go. But don't deprive yourself. Definitely don't deprive yourself. And that's one of the things that's really awesome about our program. I think this next slide is going to say, how am I going to do all this? Well, we have this really awesome program that we're going to invite you to that basically helps reintroduce you to a lot of foods that are really enjoyable, but that already take all this guesswork out. And we have some product packages that you do along with relearning foods and learning how to prepare food and enjoy food a little differently. You also do some very convenient whole food supplements that actually help support you through the holidays, so that if you're not on your game 24/7 with nutrition, you've got these really great products that kind of have your back. So we call this time of year, we're calling it the Healthy Holiday Challenge. We actually do this every month, but we changed it up a little bit during the holiday season so that you can actually do this on the holidays and have it work. It's actually very realistic. You can still enjoy the holiday season. You're just taking principles that I'm teaching you right now, and you're getting support every day online to help you carry this stuff out and be successful with it. So imagine yourself at the end of the holidays, waking up on January 1st, possibly completely hangover free and having not really gained any weight, maybe just maintained your weight, or maybe even having lost some weight, starting the new year with some weight loss, healthy momentum in place already. I mean, does anyone even know? Show me with your hands, people like I see. Do you know anyone who's ever like said they lost weight during the holidays? Anybody? Right? Well, we're giving you an opportunity to do that and actually enjoy the holidays as well. Our program includes meal plans. We have a Thanksgiving feast meal plan that's already posted that if you join this week, you can get on the Thanksgiving meal plan. You can do the cleanse with us after Thanksgiving. And you can also have a healthy holiday meal plan as well. We provide grocery lists, support, recipes, all sorts of coaching. And you can actually get this program for free, and we're going to teach you how to do that. This is just a view of our program, how it looks online. This is our member website. It's a private website with where we store all the documents and everything, and you will get a special code to get membership to this. And here's what the meal plans look like. We have recipes. We have salad recipes. We have snacks. We have the tools and tips, some of the things I just taught you tonight. All downloadable. You can bring them up on your phone and look at them if you want. Here's an example of a couple of our current Thanksgiving meal plan recipes that are currently live on our program that our participants are going to download and use for Thanksgiving so they can have a healthier Thanksgiving. And then everything has shopping lists attached to it. So if you want to use our Thanksgiving meal plan, you can download the meal plan and the shopping list and just follow everything to the T, or you can just pick and choose the recipes that you want, and it's designed to help you do that really easily. And then the best part is we give you admission to this private Facebook group, which is where we do all the live coaching and where the community comes together for support. So it's basically a support group. So if you've ever done like a Weight Watchers or one of those, or Jenny Craig, where you go to their support meetings and you sit around and talk, we do kind of the same thing on here, but it's all done online. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to make an appointment, and you don't have to show up to a meeting or say anything. You can actually participate as much or as little as you want. If you really like talking to everybody and sharing your thoughts and wins and frustrations, you can do that. And anytime you do, someone will jump in and support you and respond and be there for you. So it's a pretty awesome community. And then here's introducing the Purium products, this company I keep bringing up that you might be curious about. You should be curious by now. It's a pretty awesome company. And what we do is we tie product packages into this program so that you can actually enhance your commitment to be healthy over the holidays with some really good, high quality, organic, farm to table products. It's like taking supplements, except that it's all whole real food. So all you're doing is taking the same concept and principle that we're teaching you, and you're using some of it in a food, convenient, concentrated food format. So it's going to support you the exact same way that I'm teaching you to be supported, except you're going to be able to reach for a product. It's going to help you a little bit for convenience, for people especially who this might seem all very overwhelming to. So I'm going to go through a few packages that we offer. The first one is we have what they call the Core 3, which is basically just your protein, fruits, and vegetables in supplement form. And this just helps you kind of get through the holiday season and make sure that you're getting your complete whole food protein, your whole food nutrition. So there's a protein supplement, there's a super green vegetable food supplement, and there's a fruit supplement. The apothecary that I mentioned is part of this that you can take at night, which will help you sleep and help get your super antioxidants, which helps you deal with stress and that kind of stuff. So we're giving you that adrenal support as well as all support in a lot of other ways. So this is kind of for your healthy beginners. The package that I would encourage the most, and I recommend the highest, is this cleanse transformation package. And the reason for this is because you can do Thanksgiving, and then we do a cleanse for the first half of December, and you clean up and cleanse out a little bit, lose some weight, and then you go ahead and continue on the program for the second half of December, use our meal plans and our tips and our coaching with your newly cleansed and revived body, and sort of carry through the holidays so that when you power into the end of the year and you get into January, you're coming out the other end feeling pretty awesome and pretty good. And this transformation is pretty amazing. I can't remember the exact statistic, but Purium reports, I think the average weight loss in 10 days is something like 11 pounds. So it really is very, very effective. It's safe, and it's all food. It's not any kind of weird bells and whistles or dangerous products. It's all just real food and backed up by a lot of science and research. And the more I study this program actually as a nutritionist, the more I'm realizing that they've actually got a lot of different approaches to diet and weight loss covered in this product package. And I'm looking forward to, on future webinars, touching on some of those and how these products actually, how they actually tie in a lot of different schools of thought of how you should manage your weight. And I think that's pretty amazing and very impressive. There's another package that they offer called the Athlete Transformation. It's similar to the cleanse, but rather than cleansing, you're still going to change your approach to eating for 10 days. You're kind of going to get your head wrapped around eating a little bit differently, looking at your portions differently, but it is supercharged with performance enhancing supplements, all natural, and also the protein. I'll talk about the protein for a minute. The protein they use is actually a pre-digested protein. It's an amino acid supplement. So this is protein that your liver does not have to process in order to go to your muscles. It just kind of gets digested through your bloodstream as soon as you ingest the product. The reason this is great is because what a lot of people don't know is unless you're managing your protein intake appropriately, like on a paleo diet, for example, if you're eating too much protein, which is what most of us do in America, your protein will actually turn into glucose, and it could actually be adding to your weight gain. So to be able to give protein and amino acids, essentially amino acids, to your muscle growth without having to digest it or have it be processed in any way at all, it also doesn't take any of your energy to digest that. It's really a great benefit to have that muscle building without the actual digestion process. So I thought I'd touch on that a little bit. I don't talk about that much on these, but I thought it deserved mentioning this time around. And then you can always customize your program. So if you decide these products all look like too much for you and you want to just get on this program, but you just want to maybe supplement with the protein shake or something like that, you can just do that as well. So we don't hold your feet to the fire on that. We just wanted to share these products and be able to offer something to you that you really can't find anywhere else. Some of the best products available in a program like this. So you might be wondering now how to get started, right? What do you do? Well, first, it's really important to make sure you are right with your commitment to yourself. And that means your motivation to want to really do your holidays differently this time around needs to be pretty strong in order for this to be really successful. Now, you can do the 10-day transformation cleanse and lose and clean out before the holidays, and that's it. And you will have a great result on the transformation, and that's wonderful. If that's all it's going to be, just know that that's all it is, and then go ahead and enjoy your holidays, and we can help you with that. We can just support you on a transformation. Or you can decide, I really don't want to be a yo-yo. I don't want to do a cleanse and then yo-yo back again. And it's really important to me to get my year started on the healthy foot. So just, kind of take a minute and think about that a little bit. And then once you've decided that you're ready to make a really good commitment and you're ready to participate in your own well-being, then you can purchase whatever products you want. We will give you a free code for the membership for the program. And you basically get your product from whoever invited you to this webinar. We're going to help you get mentally prepared. We're going to teach you how to get your friends and family behind you, show you how to go shopping. And we actually start, the next group starts on December 5th. I think that's the first Monday of December, the 4th or 5th. And the week before that, next week, right after Thanksgiving, we actually start coaching on the program and getting you prepared the week before. So it's a day-to-day coaching thing. And then I think besides what we're doing, Purium actually is doing a cleanse even that week. So you could even start before us if you want to, if you're super excited about cleansing out. So that's how to get started. Once you get done working with us and you come out the other end in January and you're feeling awesome, and you're like, wow, this is interesting. I've actually started the year with my New Year's resolutions already done. I mean, how awesome would that be? you can actually stay on our Facebook community with us and continue to just keep us and what we do in your consciousness. You'll learn a new habit. It takes about a month to develop really good habits, and it takes about a month to break habits. So over the course of how this works, how this program is designed, it's designed to help you create new healthy habits so that when you start the year in January, you're not going to even want some of the foods the same way. You're going to be in a whole different routine. But if you do want to, if the thought of never drinking a martini again frightens you or freaks you out, or if the thought of never eating your favorite donut again freaks you out, it's cool, man. You don't have to not eat a donut ever again, but you're going to have a healthy habit. You're with the Purium products and this program, you are going to have probably freed yourself from whatever addiction you have to those. You'll be breaking some bad habits. So you'll have the option and the empowerment to actually just decide that you want to have a donut or drink a martini. And then we just teach you how to do it using that same 80-20 principle. 80% of the time you stay really healthy and clean, and 20% of the time you indulge. And you'll find that when you're in your new healthy habit, the 20% doesn't even come up that much. You end up just by the natural outcome of your new habits, you might only be eating unhealthy and doing things like that maybe 10% of the time. So that's awesome, right? So that's what happens. We'll be here for you as long as you want. And if you go 6 months and you fall off your little wagon or whatever you want to call it, and you're starting to feel like you're going backwards, all you have to do is jump back on into the program with us, because we do this every month. So we're here for you for good. We're not just trying to sell you some products and then say, go have a good time and here, go online and see how this works. We're actually here to support you. We want to see long-term success from you. In 3 years, I want to see and hear from you how successful it's been and how happy you are. So here's the packages and the investment. The best package for the rest of the holidays that you should definitely treat yourself to for the holidays is our Healthy Holidays Mastery. This is basically about 2 months worth of Purium products. You can get 1 or 2 cleanses. So you can actually do 1 cleanse after Thanksgiving and do another cleanse maybe right after New Year's, something like that. Or you do a cleanse and you get the core 3 products to kind of carry you through the holidays. But if you want to really power through the holiday season and have that insurance of the right nutrition at the right time, this is definitely a great package to invest in. And with this, you get free admission to our private membership group and all of our meal plans and everything that we talked about. The next one is, what did I do? Sorry, I did the wrong slide. Here we go. The next one is kind of the same thing. It's just a slot down in case you want to invest a little less money. Also gives you a core 3 and some extra products. And you'll see these little pictures with gift cards on there. These are actually gift cards that Purium gives you so that when you, so you can share this program with people. So let's say you have a friend or a few friends you want to do this with. You would buy your Purium products first. You get your gift card codes, and then you'd share your gift codes with your friends, and they would all get gift cards. Everyone who invited you to this group has a gift card for you for $50 off products. And then when you share your gift cards with people, Purium actually gives you thank you cash bonuses. So you can actually pay for your package by sharing your gift cards with friends and bringing them on board with you and end up getting your products for free, which is really cool. Another reason I love working with these products. I mean, it's one thing to have a great marketing scheme. It's another thing to have a great marketing scheme and the products are actually good too. I mean, that's pretty amazing, right? It's very hard to find both. And then we have just the core 3 by itself, basically. So this is a great package for someone who doesn't want to spend tons of money, but does want to do that cleanse. You would be encouraged to do the cleanse right after Thanksgiving or the first week of our program, the first half of December. Then you join our program with us and do the rest of the healthy eating. And then you get 5 gift cards you can share with friends. And then if you're just kind of a beginner and you're a little nervous and your knees are wobbling a little bit, you could just get the core 3. This, if nothing else, if you totally fail at everything else I've taught you tonight, this will help get some good nutrition in your body, help you sleep better at night, help you get the right proteins that you need, so that if nothing else, you come out at the other end of the holidays feeling a little better than you might have if you didn't have a good plan. And then you can always just join our program. The subscription is usually $49. That's what people who aren't getting this offer with products would, if someone found the program online, they would have to buy that subscription. And if you do that, you still get a $50 gift card. So you can buy some Power Shake or some protein or some Apothecary or something that you want to enhance your program with. So I have a few closing thoughts, and then I'll stop screen sharing, and we'll see if we have any questions from anybody. So you are where you are today because of the decisions you made yesterday. And you are going to be where you are on January 1st because of the decisions you're making right now and through the holiday season. And the question is, if you continue celebrating the holidays the same way over and over again, where will you be in 5 years' time? How long does it take you after the holidays to really recover? If you're younger, this might not be an issue for you. But if you're getting into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, I'm sure that you can relate to the fact that it might take several months to fully recover from a bad holiday season. And then instead of saying, I can't do it, or finding some excuses, why not saying you can do it? I just gave you a bunch of information, a lot of angles and reasons and strategies that give you an opportunity to approach your holidays differently. So I say, why not give yourself the gift of health for the holidays? Take care of yourself first, and then you can help the people you love celebrate and give all the holiday love you have in your heart. If you're feeling your best, if your adrenals are putting you in thrive mode instead of survive mode and you're thriving through the holidays, you're just going to be a better, more fun, fabulous person to be around during the holiday season. And you're going to like yourself more too. So thanks for joining us. Definitely get back to the person who invited you to watch this webinar. And in just a second, I'm going to stop screen sharing, and I'm going to see if we have any questions as soon as I can find my cursor. There we go. I am back, I think. Did we have any questions from anybody? This is a pretty easy crowd. These are all veterans on here tonight.
Pretty inclusive.
Yeah, it's really, really rich and awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. The adrenal thing is very interesting.
I agree. I was taking notes.
There's a whole diet about that, actually.
Wow.
Called the adrenal reset diet, and you cycle your carbs out and stuff so that you're, yeah, it's very interesting. That'll be another webinar.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right.
I know the adrenals are, ever since I went to this naturopath here, I mean, I get that, and I was really glad you addressed it, and I'd love for you to do something like that. I think it'd be really valuable for everybody.
Yeah, next year we'll put it on the docket.
I was like, next year, that's like soon.
I know, it's very soon. This is pretty much it.
Okay, should I stop?
Harvey, thank you for
say goodnight and thanks for listening, and we'll stop.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this.
Bye for now.
Harvey.
Happy holidays.